Hey, how's it going? Sheriff Matt Allard, Audrain County, Missouri. So, figured today the revolver is still a very relevant defensive platform, still carried by a lot of people. When I came on in 1994, when I first became a policeman, Model 686 Smith & Wesson was what I carried for the first 3 years. We hadn't quite made the shift to the auto-loading pistol by that point. We eventually did a little bit later on, but I got a lot of time behind this gun. Not this particular gun. This is a 686 Plus 7-shot. As soon as this came out, I went and got rid of the 6-shot and got the 7-shot because one more shot's better, right? So there are a lot of folks that are still carrying revolvers, either A, because they are comfortable with it and they shoot it well, B, they just like the platform better, or C, they live in a place that is so heavily regulated that it's very difficult to get your hands on a semi-automatic pistol. And, you know, the capacity question comes in with places that limit magazine capacity. So these may be something that is both obtainable and affordable for folks that live in places that really heavily regulate their population. That's a whole conversation for a different day. But because this is a platform that is probably still widely in circulation, I figured we'd talk a little bit today on Speedloaders. A lot of folks, especially the younger generation, have probably never held or shot a revolver. So the Speedloader is kind of an alien concept for them. And I've seen all kinds of stuff. People trying to use Speedloaders and fumbling around with them, and some of it's pretty ugly. So when I came on, we carried a revolver, 2 Speedloaders, and I typically carried a speed strip in my back pocket for an extra 6. Speedloaders are typically kind of cumbersome to carry. They're this round contraption. Now, there are all kinds of Speedloaders out there. You got the newer stuff, Speed Bees and 5-star. You've got the competition Speedloaders that you push, and there's a button in the middle that the lock pin hits and releases the rounds. I've tried those. I always keep coming back to these cheap HKS twist lock Speedloaders. Part of it is the way that I carry it. I carry mine on my belt in a pouch made by DeSantis. It kind of mimics the Split 6. And what that was your belt went through where the rounds were hanging out of the Speedloader. And a lot of times, if you had one of them push button Speedloaders, if you hit it right, the belt would push that button and it would release all the bullets, and when you pulled your Speedloader out, it was empty. So I always keep coming back to these cheap HKS twist Speedloaders, but there is a proper form to use when you're using a Speedloader. I've seen guys fire their last round, open the cylinder, hold the gun in their strong hand, hit the rod, go for a Speedloader, try to get it in the cylinder when the cylinder's spinning, and it's pretty awkward. So I'm going to go through this for right-handers first, and then left-handers, and then we'll probably shoot another round and put it into practical terms where you can actually see it go on. I'm not the fastest by any stretch, but this is not a platform I've carried regularly for, gosh, since 1997. So, 18 years? I have not practiced very much with a revolver and a Speedloader, but it's a lot like riding a bike. Once you do it, it typically doesn't take you very long to get back into the swing of things. So that being said, I'm going to step over here, grab 6 rounds, and load this Speedloader up. Be right back. All right, I said 6 rounds. It was actually 7 because I did say this was a newer Smith & Wesson 686 Plus. So anyway, if you're a right-handed shooter, you fire your last round, you're going to want to push the cylinder latch with your strong side thumb. Take these 2 fingers, roll the cylinder out, go through the gun. That way you're holding on to the cylinder with your thumb and 2 fingers, right? Much more stable that way. Turn the gun upside down, hit the rod, while your strong hand is grabbing your speed loader. When you're done, you can turn the gun back over, drop your speed loader on the cylinder face, jiggle it a little bit to line it up, give it a twist, close the cylinder, speed loader falls away, you're back in business. Now I'm going to reload the speed loader and go through it for a left-handed shooter, which is pretty similar. Left-handers kind of get a raw deal. Nothing's really set up for left-handed people unless you buy custom stuff. But there is an effective way for a left-hander to speed load just as fast as a right-hander. So, if you're a left-handed shooter, it's empty. You fire your last round. So we train, or we did train when I had a revolver and carried one every day. We tried to train as close to 50-50 strong hand support side as we could. So I saw guys that use their trigger finger to push the cylinder latch. I always found it more comfortable just to move my thumb over, push the cylinder latch, your support hand, which left-handers, that's your right hand, your thumb goes through the cylinder window up to the knuckle, turn the gun up, eject while you're reaching for the speed loader with your support hand, turn the gun back over, speed loader goes, give it a twist, let the rounds fall in, speed loader falls away, snap the cylinder shut, oops, and you're back in business. So, equally as fast for probably a right hand. I saw some really fast left-handed shooters that were able to speed load as fast as the right-handed guys, even though the gun was set up for a right-hander. So I'm going to reload this speed loader and load the gun, and we'll see how far in or out of practice I am. Probably pretty far out, but we'll see how it shakes out. Hopefully this is something informative. I'm going to post pictures at the end of my speed loader pouch. It's made by DeSantis gun leather, and it really does a pretty good job of keeping it kind of slim. It's not, I don't find it any more cumbersome than a magazine pouch because it takes that speed loader and it splits it over the top of your belt. So I'll post a couple of pictures of that because I think it's probably a pretty good setup for somebody that's carrying a revolver. The other thing is if you're going to use this method to speed load, revolver and speed loader go on the same side because you're using both with your dominant hand. If you're right-handed, carry the speed loader on your right side because when you're dumping this gun, you're going to be using your dominant hand to go for that speed loader. Left-handers, same deal. All right. Let's see. Let me move this over here. That way maybe you guys can get a pretty solid view from the side of how this shakes out. It's kind of windy today. So if I stand about here, you should be able to see how this shakes out. All right, here we go. So there you have it. I don't know what the time was. I fumbled a little bit with the Speedloader, but for being out of practice, probably wasn't too bad. That's 14 rounds. That's, you know, the... Oh my. Must have had an airplane go over. Just had a sonic boom. That's 14 rounds in, you know, a little bit more time than it would take you to shoot 14 out of a high capacity auto pistol. But anyway, I hope you found this helpful. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Sheriff Matt Aller from Audrain County, Missouri. Take care.